How's it going, schlubbies? Welcome to Schlubbies. Oof. How's it going, friends? Back again for more Chrono Trigger. Happy Monday to you. Steals the epoch from your playthrough. See ya. Well, darn it. That means no more time travel except for the many redundant ways in which you can time travel on this game. The only Final Fantasy airship that can time travel? Question mark. Somebody's going to know the answer to that. Is there another Final Fantasy airship that can time travel? This is a big question. As you know, we like to start off the stream and endure the stream with many important questions, but let me first greet you. Aegis Runestone, how are you? Welcome. Happy Monday to you. We just finished this. So, I guess we gotta go back. I'm trying to remember where we are. It was just one weekend. Oh, we didn't get, I really want haste. We did not get the Masamune fixed yet. That's what we have to do. I hate Garfield. I mean, I hate Mondays, John. I hate Garfield. Some of Garfield's self-destructive behavior might be just that. Might be him hating himself. Now we're asking really big questions. Cinco, how's it going? Back for more harassment, I see. It goes both ways. How's it going? All Final Fantasy airships can time travel forward only at real time speed. Well, that means everything's time traveling, right? I've used that on my kids before. I'm like, did you know that you're a time traveler? And they're like, what? I just asked for dinner, Daddy. I'm like, no, because see, and then, yeah. And that's how you confuse kids about time travel. No, I don't think I'm going to make it all the way up there. That's a distance. That is a distance. It's the vine. Oh, he's right there. He's right there. Oh, I made it all the way. Never said I hated Garfield. No, I was saying that Garfield hates himself. That explains his self-destructive behavior. I think that because you don't eat your body weight in lasagna every single day, unless there's some deeper issues going on. So that's my bit for the day. He up Chrono. New. Okay, so news. I want to talk about news for a bit. Last stream we discovered, question mark, that there is a new in every era. If you count the new like shape that Specchio turns into, then there's even a new in the end of time. Now, what are news though? Because this here new seems to be an animal. So here's my theory. My theory is that news were a prehistoric biological creature, and then during antiquity in the Kingdom of Zeal, they began artificially kind of making more news, and that explains why they don't ever change or evolve across all these millennia. Certainly, Balthazar's new is artificial, and I always think of Phil Hartman. May he rest in peace. In Jingle All the Way, when Schwarzenegger knocks the head of his one of the three wise men into his yard, and Phil Hartman looks down at it and he's like, Balthazar. I what a legend. I feel so bad for Phil Hartman. It's rest in peace, my friend. What a great talent. Gone too soon. New is just a shaved Moogle. Shave a Moogle. I like that. Can we turn that into a thing? I know frequently I'm like, you can't make that a thing. But what if we made that a thing? You know? I'm just asking. Like, what if? What would be so bad about that? Yeah, there was it. Life begins and ends with new, something like that. Now, there's a possibility that the word new is in reference to moo. But that's a lot to unpack there. 1999. Well, we can't visit 1999, so I guess we can't really say there, huh? Unless I guess you could say that because who says it? I think it's Robo says of Lavos that it contains the DNA of all living things. Because it's like the progenitor, right? Something like that. I think that's a line. And in that instance, that would mean that Lavos is also a new itself, which doesn't make anything better. And if anything, it makes it more confusing rather than less. Let's heal this bad boy up right there. Boom, baby. Easy peasy. Great place to learn some stuff. We got haste. We're good. We also traded for pretty much everything amazing. For those that weren't here last week, we fought Nizbel. We saw Azala. We got the red Dreamstone. Or is it red? It might be. And now we're going to go back and see Melchior and have him reforge the legendary blade. But we did trade for everything. We've got a bunch of ruby vests. They're super great. They have fire damage, and they've got super good defense. I believe we've got all of the upgraded weapons. We got Marley's haste, which is excellent. And we're real close to learning heal beam and lightning 2. We're definitely going to want lightning 2 before we come back or back to the prehistoric era. So let me go ahead and switch these two around. We're going to fight maybe another new or 2 or 3. Mu, the Greek letter, or the mystical lost continent? Ariel Segal, welcome back. Hey, so yeah. Mu the... I want to say Mu the continent rather than the Greek letter. Now, isn't there a philosophy built around that as well? The word Mu, that is. It's hard to talk about this stuff when you don't have it open in front of you and you're like, you're on live, so whatever you say is what comes out of your mouth. That's what live streaming's like, ladies and gents. Okay, I don't think I found this one. I don't remember where all of his spawn points are. I believe there's one down here. Like almost positive. Made money from here to buy the Demon Edge. Oh yeah, I guess you could really easily trade for like expensive stuff, huh? And then look for other stuff to buy. I don't think I've ever done that. I don't think I have. I've really rarely done min-maxing on this. Ariel Seagal. Oh, so not Seagal, like Steven Seagal? Seagal. Is that right? Almost like seagull. And you're saying Ariel, not Ariel, right? Like Sebastian, Ariel, not Triton, Ariel. I do want to make the effort to pronounce people's names properly. I swear. Mappy, how's it going? Yes, Pokemon Go friend. We're enjoying gifts from all over the country. I am, and the world. I managed to make friends this weekend since they had the big, what was it called? Gigamax raid weekend or whatever. Managed to finally catch myself in Eternatus. I was really happy about that. But it was fun. Pokemon Go is a weird video game for me because I'm like, I should really not like this at all based on everything else that I know about my tastes. But it's such a fun game to play with my family. So when they have special event weekends, I'll take my kids out and we'll do the whole thing. We'll drive around. We'll look for raids. We'll walk around parks and gardens and things like that. And it's great. I got 3 people looking for shinies instead of just 1. And we'll trade back and forth. We'll trade legendaries, shinies, get luckies, stuff like that. So it really is a fun game to play with the kids. And that's my self-justification for playing Pokemon. It has to be said because I was accused of being a Pokemon enjoyer recently. Somebody was like, wow, I bet you're a Pokemon enjoyer. Like, that was a huge insult. And I was a little hurt, to be perfectly honest. A little. But then I went and looked at my picture of shiny Charizard, and I was like, it's okay. It's okay, Meiji. It's okay, Little Red. But yeah, Mappy, thanks very much for the the gifts and stuff and the Pokemon Go friendship. Pokemon Go very much still a thing, yes. Very much still a thing. I did a raid this weekend with like 60 people in it from all around the world. That was pretty fun. And they keep adding more stuff. I mean, they keep making more Pokemon. That's the real problem. You figure eventually the Pokemon company would be like, all right, we're not making any more Pokemon. Done. We're done. It is the textbook example of the cash cow franchise. They could not choose to stop making Pokemon, realistically. I'm going to get you. I'll get you. Gotcha. How's it going, James? Did I find Mew under the truck? No. That's a great old reference right there. Okay, let me catch up here on Chatskis. Ariel Seagull. I will try and remember that. Okay, Pokemon Go. Only did it to buy the Demon Edge for Magus Castle because I think that's the only chance to buy it before it becomes useless. Where did you get it from? Who sells the Demon Edge? Somebody in Middle Ages? How do you pronounce Alexandra Daddario? Alexandra Daddario. Got some smart remarks when Little Mermaid came out. Oh, okay. So this is not a username. This is like your actual name is Ariel. Yeah, I imagine then that felt like it was hijacked, right? By this movie. That's a shame. You have my sympathies. All I have, so my real name is Moses. All I have to deal with is, hey Moses, where's your ark? Hey Moses, where's your staff? People calling me Abraham and David and Noah. That's about it. So I can feel a little bit of your pain, but I think you had it worse probably. Go is basically a perfect time killer. Yeah, it is. You can pull it up, catch something. Wow, you like Pokemon? I thought you were cool, man. I've met a few of those people. I have. Pokemon games don't need to be profitable. They just need to drive sales for the mountains of merch. That's part of being profitable, isn't it? Right? But Pokemon games themselves don't need to be profitable. But they are. They definitely are. That's part of the huge mountain of cash. Where's your Ark? Alona to know I need... Unless they meant Ark of the Covenant, in which case they know a little bit more. There's a little more literacy there than one might expect at first glance. Demon Edge is sold from the Mystic Village. Okay, I'll go and pick it up, I think. If Noah's Ark. Like his character arc? Something like that. Well, he builds a boat, then he gets drunk, and his kids have to cover him up. It's in there. Yeah, look it up. I'm not making this stuff up. All right. Hey, so I think what we're gonna do today then is we'll definitely hit Magus Castle 1. Secondly, we're gonna go ahead and fight maybe 2 more news after this. I would like to get Chrono's Lightning 2. Now, well, no, that doesn't track. I was going to say, now news can talk, but this game also depicts several other sort of animal species talking anyway, so that's not a big deal. All right, let's go back down to the spot. I feel pretty comfortable at that spot. Oh, we got a Lord of the Rings reference. We got a Lord of the Rings reference already. All right, y'all are chatty today. I love it. Thanks for bringing the chats. Seriously, thank you. Okay, let's see. That's not what they mean. Oh, Ark of the Covenant? No, they don't mean Ark of the Covenant. They mean the boat arc, for sure. They don't. Maybe they meant the GF arc from Final Fantasy VIII. You ever think of that? Red's 10 Commandments would be, thou shalt play Chrono Trigger and thou shalt read all of J.R.R. Tolkien's works. Even, oh shoot, there was one I just read, quote unquote, with an audiobook. The Battle of Beathnorn, something like that. It was rough going. I don't know if I'd recommend that one. But the Middle Earth stuff, you should read that, yeah. Hey, where's the Lord of the Rings connection? What, didn't you know? Moses foresaw the creation of Lord of the Rings, got an early collection of Lord of the Rings, and if you believe this, you should buy this bridge from Gilgamesh, fought the 4 warriors of light, and so on. I could stand that universe. That's great. You should make like Moses summon she-bears to maul them. That's Elisha. That's Elisha. While you're at it, you could be just like Moses and walk on water. Oh, okay. I got it. I got it now, Cinco. I got it. You're really good at winking comments, and I'm really not good at telling right away if you're winking while you're giving a comment. Sometimes I'm like, oh, crap, he's serious. And then I read it, and I was like, he wasn't serious. He was joking. So you're good at playing the facetious card, which you'd think I'd be better at detecting, but I'm just not. I'm not. Everybody has their strengths, and mine is being facetious but not being able to tell when somebody else is being facetious. I don't know what's going on there. Something, evidently. We actually didn't know what hobbies the prophets had, so maybe Moses wasn't. Maybe he was. Maybe he liked Lord of the Rings. I don't know. He was a time traveler. This is a very confusing conversation. Hey, so I'm almost done reading the Unfinished Tales. And I realized about 25 years ago was the last time I tried to read the Unfinished Tales by J.R.R. Tolkien. And I did not finish. So my Unfinished Tales read-through went unfinished, it is worth saying. But I'm going to remedy that. And I'm getting to stuff where I'm like, whoa, I didn't know this. I didn't know that Isildur wore the Elendilmir, which was a white stone in a circlet that when he put the ring on before he was killed, when the ring burned him 2 years after he first got it from cutting it from Sauron's hand. The ring burned him when he put it on. But also, the white stone, the Elendilmir, burned like a red star in the darkness when he put the ring on. Did not know that. That would have been cool if that was in the movie. Little bits like that. I'm like, man, you could have just a little tiny little tweak visually. And it just would have been that much more accurate. But I did not know about that bit. So that's exciting. I am also looking forward to Book of Lost Tales Part 1, I think, is the next Tolkien book that I'm going to read. Recently finished Fall of Numenor, Nature of Middle-earth, Fall of Gondolin, and a second reread through Children of Húrin, which if you've read The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, and maybe or maybe not Silmarillion, but you've not read Children of Húrin, I think it is one of Tolkien's strongest works. I really do. It's a downright standalone tragedy, too. And it's messed up. I mean, by the time you get to the end, you're like, dang, dude. Slap a smiley face sticker or something on this. Like, what in the world? Like, especially jarring if you come off The Hobbit. You know, they're singing songs, and Gandalf's like, if your heart wants lifting, think of pleasant things. And Bilbo's like, my garden at twilight, cakes, honey, more cakes, muffins, smoking, also cakes. And then you read Children of Húrin, and it's like nobody had a cake in this. Woof. Returning to Chrono Trigger at the Library of Congress where I work, we have a copy of a book analyzing the game design, CT Reverse Design, : Chrono Trigger by Pat Holloman. Can't put in URLs. So is that the boss fight book? So I'm aware of that one, and I don't know why the author name looks familiar, but the title does not. Should have ended it with a laugh emoji. If he knew what emojis were, he would have done it. Finished Tales has of Tour and is coming Gondolin. is awesome, but stops just in the middle. Yes, and that's why, Ariel, you should read the standalone Fall of Gondolin, because it has the full story, but just the prototypical version that he wrote. And then he tried to rewrite it and update it and revise it, and that's the version that he didn't finish. And I think he tried that twice. But you do get a finished version, only if you read that original version. And it's awesome. And Morgoth had robots. I kid you not, Morgoth had robots. Like, later on, Tolkien's like, nah, they were dragons. And I was like, dude, those aren't dragons. In the original version of The Fall of Gondolin, he takes, like, pieces of metal and wraps, like, fire spirits inside of the metal into the shapes of these like, mechanical, artificial snake bodies. And I'm like, this is a Ghost in the Machine thing happening here in Middle-earth. I was very excited. There's some good stuff. So I skipped over, since I read Fall of Gondolin recently, I skipped over that part in my reading of Unfinished Tales and Children of Húrin. But yeah, I just get excited, you guys. I do. I get really excited about Tolkien stuff. There's a new Tolkien book coming out this year. Did you hear about that? I can't remember the title because it's weird. Boravanion or something like that. It's a collection of poetry from Tolkien that had not previously been published. Some of it had not previously been published. So I would love to pick that up. I am a huge fan of Tolkien poetry. I think not just his prose is very poetic, but obviously his poetry is very poetic. Imagine that. Good stuff. Closest to any grim dark. To be anachronistic. Well done. I had not heard of that version of the Lay of Leithian. But yeah, Húrin is definitely, I think it's a huge tonal difference from a lot of what he's done. Another thing I'd like to read from Tolkien that I haven't had the chance to yet is his attempt to update The Hobbit to put it more in line with the tone of The Lord of the Rings. Of course, he didn't finish that either, but you know, you take what you can get, essentially. You take what you can get. All right, let's take care of this little guy here. Oh, so actually, I'm reminded of a question that I thought of off screen for you, Ariel. And that is, since you work at the Library of Congress, I'm trying to find... this is pretty specific. Okay, so my father worked for the Marines as a photographer. He was stationed at Pearl Harbor and a couple other places. But apparently at one point, his photography was on display at the museum at Pearl Harbor. So what I'd like to do is try to find those photographs. And someone suggested they could be, and maybe I'm misremembering this, and it shouldn't be the Library of Congress. It should be something else. But somebody suggested to try and find them in the Library of Congress. Now, is that the right place to look? And if so, you know, how should I go about finding that? But if not, maybe there's another place I could look. And I have an interesting relationship with my father in that there's a lot of things about his past life that I don't know about. I didn't know that he was a Marine until I was practically an adult, which is really strange. So I only, like, in the past year found out about his photography for the Marines. So I would like to find those if it's possible, but I'm not sure exactly where to look or how to search. So maybe you have some tips on that for me. And if so, I would much appreciate it. You just found out it was J.R.R. Tolkien. I would die. I probably would. A little bit. I would also question how he died in like 1974 and I was born in 85, but could have been a time traveler. Just found out Dad's a time traveler. Just found out it was J.R.R. Tolkien. Cinco Plate. You're great. You really are. Never change. Unless you do, then change. Oh, yeah. Big windmill of damage. So good on the dinosaurs. Thundaga, you're right. You are correct. Oh, no, this is Thundara, huh? Because Thundaga would be Luminaire. I think. I don't know. Something like that. Some kind of soup. War diaries, which I helped transcribe during COVID. How would your father's photos have come to the library? See, I don't know, and this is 100% on me in having the audacity to ask the question and not really know if it's the Library of Congress that I should be looking at. If my father had photographs that belonged to the Marines, where would those be stored if they were taken down from a museum? Would they have been digitized at all? Is there any kind of hope for that, or are they just sitting in like a box in the basement of the Pentagon where they keep like the black oil from the X-Files? More like Ultima than Lightning. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if they called it Ultima. That'd be pretty amazing, but I don't know that they did. I really don't. You found a dreamstone. I'd forgotten how beautiful they are. You'll need to find someone that can process that mineral. You'll probably find him in Medina, a village near the Mystic Mountains. Hey, thanks, old man. Okay, let's save this after we did some grinding. The Masamune. All right. Oh, do we have new? Oh, he is new. Okay, we got to beat this dude up. We submit a testimony to the Veterans History Project. We have thousands of testimonies online, including those of my brother-in-law's grandfather from World War II. Nice. So let me save that, because I could forward that to him. And when I asked him about this, like, my dad's very cavalier about a lot of stuff, so he was just like, yeah, if you find him, and, if not, no big deal. But it's like, it's a big deal to me. Like, I would love to see those photographs, So, yeah. But I appreciate it. I mean, that's at least a lead I can look into. Veterans History Project. That's why I think Light is more accurate to Chrono's Element, despite it not being named a sequel, because Surge also can use Luminaire in Chrono Cross. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Plus, Light and Shadow seem a little more opposed than Lightning and Shadow, but yeah, I get it. Isn't it called Heaven in Japanese? The Chrono's Element? I might have to look this up. Let's see. Was originally known in the Japanese version of the game as Heaven. Yes, but this was changed to Lightning due to, obviously, NOA's anti-religious policies. It was more accurately translated as Light. So that's interesting, huh? They still didn't go all the way. It would have been interesting if they had called Shadow Hell and Light Heaven elements. But obviously, we were talking about this localization versus translation. This bit of localization very appropriate for the era into which they wanted to inject the thing. Looks like I can't submit URLs through which is do feel comfortable giving me his name. Sure, I do. It is Charles R. Norton. Middle name is Raymond. Charles R. Norton. If you need any other information, DM me. And I'd appreciate any leads, honestly. I really would. But yeah, if you need to send me a URL, you can also DM me. Here's my Discord link. Oh, I don't even know how I could share this with you. On Twitch's front page, there's a Discord link. If you look at, really, there's no. I thought I had a Discord link on YouTube. It looks like I don't. That's sloppy on my behalf. I need to go ahead and get that up at some point. Then yeah, Discord's the easiest place to do back and forth stuff like that. So okay, here we go. Oi! It's a lot of damage. I forgot that there's a decent spike on each of Specchio's forms here. Let's try Napalm and see if that's gonna do anything. That's not too bad. Yeah, buddy. Oh no. That's not as good as I would have liked. Moses' dad is Amran, though? Nice. Nicely done. Nicely done. No! Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. This is not going to happen here. Fire punch! Just because it's cool. No! Oh, she's toast. Fire punch, not going to happen. Yeah, the first time he changes, that could be rough. Yeah, Marley is a better healer. Okay, who's the best healer in the game? Would you say Marley or somebody else? Yeah, whatever. Dumb Specchio. You hurt my feelings. Okay, let's get out of here. Let's blow this popsicle stand. Okay, Medina Village. Frog would be second best. Oh, no love for Ayla. Ayla, ba-bum-bum. Okay, let's check it out. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So this market is like stupid expensive, right? Yeah, look at that. That's a bit of grinding. That is a bit of grinding. So I'm not gonna... I don't know. That'd be fun. How many times do you have to sell something in order to... Like, if I wanted to sell, like, Mirage Hand is worth a bit. That would take a lot. That would take a lot. Oh, there's a Ruby gun. I think that you can buy those from, you rarely use Ayla? You don't like the charm ability? I always like to have like a thief character around because you never know. There might be cool stuff. Yeah, I wonder here what actually would be a good thing to go for. So let me see. If we were to take like say Flint Edge and Ruby Vest, you know, like what do those sell for? There's Ruby Vest is not that much. Flint Edge should be at the bottom, right? That's something. But yeah, you're talking about a lot of grinding. I guess if you're gonna grind new anyway, you might as well do that. But you would need to sell quite a lot of those. That's a long grind. It's a very long grind. Do you do that every time, or just like you did it once and you're like, I'm good? Oh, she didn't even have that equipped. Oh, I must have just bought those and then didn't equip them. And this is the right one, right? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Probably because you were having fun. But yeah, like objectively, I wonder how many hours that would take. Ah, yes, the CT musical. I think what I'd said previously was not my cuppa, but I'm sure there are many talents involved. I What did I say? I think I appreciated the scope and ambition of the project. There it is. Oh, I know it's my stream. Thanks very much. No, but I'm curious to know, like, how many hours it would take. Like, how long concretely would it take? Like, surely you can't do that in an hour, right? Doubt more than 2? So what, if you're selling Flint Edge, it's going to be 3 of one item and 3 for another item. So you've got to find a quick enemy to grind for those items, like, say, feathers and fangs. And then you have to buy enough of those to resell them. Right, news drop 3, but there are also harder to find and take longer to beat. So that's what I mean. You've got to find the quickest route. Like, how many news could you find in an hour? You know what I mean? Because you got to wait for them to pop up and stuff like, you found some dreamstone? And now repair the Masamune. How on earth did you get the Masamune and the dreamstone? No, don't tell me. I don't think my heart could take it. It'll take a little while to fix this, so make yourself at home. I'll lend a hand, Chrono! Here we go, we're gonna fix up this sword. Oh, the best song in the game right here. Alright then. How are you gonna fix it? Don't interrupt me while I'm conducting research. At any rate, leave this to me. To repair the Masamune, we must process the Dreamstone and activate the sword. You work on the Dreamstone, and I'll work on the sword. Okay, leave it to Luca the Great. Gonna be mighty busy. Oh, take the Dreamstone and run. To energize this sword, we must first rejuvenate the broken sword. This is pretty complicated. You're breaking my concentration. So, would you find somewhere else to go for a while? Alright, it's done. Now bring me the Dreamstone. I'm done here too. Alright, let's get started. Oh, they're gonna do it! Sorry to keep you waiting. Oh, yeah. Yes! Take a good look. This is the Masamune. How strange. My sensors are picking up spiritual energy emanating from the Masamune. He has spiritual energy sensors. You gotta start building robots with that. Well, I think that's everything. Chrono, let us take the Masamune to Frog. This weapon represents considerable power. Your actions may either save or destroy life. Wield your sword with full consequences. Vice! Is that Viske? I don't know how to pronounce it. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, let's start with the fuck. Would you like to buy something? Bro, we just brought this guy, like, the 2 rarest things on the planet. And now he's like, would you like to buy something? We're gonna bring some stuff. Cause Magus Castle is a bit of a long dungeon. It is. But here we go. Here we go. Oh, we got a chocobo? So chocobo? Hawker's got a hawk? It's true. Melchior, merchant to the end. To the very end. Usually what happens is I forget to do that with Frog, and then I go in the castle and I'm like, what the? And then I gotta go back out and do it again. So thanks for reminding me. Because I wasn't even thinking of that. I would have forgotten that. Yes. But that's what we're gonna do. Okay. Yeah, truce cannon. Here we go. Truce Canyon. So, Chocobo, how are you today? Hey, how are you? Nice to see you. Good to know you. Oof. Yeah, it's a horrible thing to forget like halfway through. Vice. Hey, so Chocobo and Vice. I don't know that we've met before. Is this the first time for y'all in this here thing? I'm doing great. It's a good Monday. I got my energy up. I'm good. It's awesome. Thanks for asking. This also is my... oh, you've lurked here before. I appreciate that. Thank you. So this is my favorite game of all time. I've studied it longer than most other games. Doesn't mean I know everything about it. I won't say that. I wrote a 17,000 word thesis on this game and objectivity in art. I really, really love this game. This is the game that inspired me to become a writer. I would not have published a book without Chrono Trigger. So this is top shelf for me. And it is a delight to be playing it yet again. It felt right. You know, this is the 30th anniversary of Chrono Trigger this year. So it was the right year to do it. Now I'm just waiting for Square Enix to really acknowledge it. The art is fantastic. I mean, as a young kid, the art, the music, the story, the characters were really, really inspirational. Really inspirational. See your post on B-Sky. Okay. Nice. Well, you know what? Both those platforms are really... by the way, this is where the... There he is. This is where the new... For... I didn't trigger? What? This is where the new is for the Middle Ages. Is in this woods. And he appears every once in a while. Might be quicker to get him in these woods than in the prehistoric age. But you're not going to get the feathers and stuff like that from this one. So, but he does drop the 30 tech points. Anyway. It's hard to promote a stream, is what I was going to say. Because those platforms will really devalue any posts linking to streams or using stream-related terminology and stuff like that. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. First playthrough, you went through Magus Castle without giving frog magic? Yeah. Oh, it could be rough. It could be rough. But thanks for popping in here, Chocobo and Vice. I appreciate it. Is Vice a correct pronunciation for that? It's not Viske. I'm gonna hazard a guess. I'm gonna hazard a guess. Okay, here we go. Now, I do want to preface here. The chat chose a Kermit the Frog voice for Frog. I'm beholden to the the nonsense of chat. Okay. Oh, and also, if you're not familiar, we're streaming off original hardware, including a CRT TV. So that's why the screen looks like that. It's not a filter.
'Tis thee again.
Oh,
this sword. 'Tis the Masamune?
Oh, sad story.
I must ponder this turn of events. Remaineth here the night.
Yeah, so some people will look at the screen refresh, the blurriness, the glow, and think it's a filter, which I think is pretty astonishing. There are really good filters for emulation, but I've never found a filter that looks identical to like looking at a CRT with your naked eyes. Obviously, it looks different. You're looking at it through a camera, and I tried to get it as close as I possibly can. It's definitely not perfect. But it's fun. To me, this feels like us sitting around a TV and hanging out past the chips. Cyrus, are you leaving? Yes. It's time we took back the medal from the Frog Knight. And I'd like to see that mythical sword for myself. But Cyrus, the kingdom needs you. And Lean and I need you. You must return to us. As long as there is life in these bones, I shall return. By your leave. Right? And that was like a little like inside gag for me. Like, it's like you put the CR footage inside an emulator window. And people are just like, you hear their eyes are crossing, they're just getting confused. The deer in the headlights look. But yeah, it was a fun gag for a little while. I like going back to this minimal thing now. It's easy. It's just easier for me to manage. Fun fact, Cyrus from Chrono Trigger inspired my own knight character for my original world, who is named after him. Does he have a last name? I was wondering if Cyrus had a last name. Does your Cyrus have a last name? So Cyrus. We, the Knights of the Square Table, wish you a safe journey. Listen well, my friends. I now entrust the safety of this kingdom to you. Me too. I love this localization. I love the charm of this is wonderful, I think. And clearly it worked, right? It hit home. This game became an icon because of this charm. In large part. Not in total part, but in large part. Knights of the Square Table is great. It is. A Square Enix, or Square Soft, how could you not, right? Pardon the delay. Shall we be off? Glenn, you be careful too. Be of sound health. No, he doesn't sound like Kermit the Frog yet, obviously. Be of sound health, your majesty. What if he was like that super acne-ridden character from The Simpsons? Be of sound health, your majesty. His voice cracking and nah, that'd be too much. Too much. Gotta dial it back. Chrono Trigger is a little more sacred than that. The world is square. So you want the badge of courage, dear knight of the kingdom? Well, come and take it if you can. Prepare yourself, Pollywog, and guard. Nirvana strike. Oh no, he still says like his... That's my pet peeve, was when a character says their moves. How dare you pick one on a helpless amphibian? Filthy metal, I won't forget this. I always wanted to fight that guy. I was today old when I made the connection between the Square Table and Square. Yes, me too. It just makes sense. It made sense in the moment, but I never thought of that before. And yet he is forgotten, the Frog King. Remember the Frog King? Nope. That's every conversation ever. Ah! Beware, Glenn. Cyrus, the sword! The Masamune! Ah, one of the game's best scenes. Is that the best you can do? Without that sword, you're nothing. You haven't beaten me yet. Cyrus, I'm a goner. Glenn, escape while I keep them at bay. But if you stay, they'll get us both. Go on, Glenn. Oh, let's see. So what are we going to do for Magus? I feel like he's going to have like a deep... Oh, maybe Kevin Conroy's Batman. That's a hard voice to do. Maybe a little Solid Snake, Kevin Conroy, something like that. We'll put you in a pickle, Ozzy. You hear me? You hear me? You can hear my fists shaking across the timelines. You'd better worry more. No, that's too growly. You'd better worry more about yourself, Cyrus. Maybe we'll do something around there. I don't know. I haven't quite thought of what kind of voice we're going to use for Magus yet. There should be a Muramasa sword. So what would that have been? Magus' Christian Bale Batman? Oh my goodness. You better worry about... No, we're not going to go there. Where is he? Where's the frog? Tim Curry? Ooh. Tim Curry. No, I don't know. That's rough. Have you heard the Tim Curry Joker? I don't think it was actual lines that he did for the Joker, but somebody put Tim Curry lines over the animation of the Joker from the Batman animated series, and wow. Terrifying. Woof. Come on, Glenn. Go! Ah! Nope, dead. Cyrus! Run, Glenn. I'm sure Moses would appreciate that. The Queen, take care of lean. Cyrus! Dang. Harumph, what's the matter? Aren't you going to try your luck?
Cat got your tongue, kid? How about it, Magus? Can't you give him a more fitting form?
Alright, why not? There's always time for a little fun.
'You spineless wimp!
"10 years hath passed. Can I do it? I've changed so much. Alas, poor Cyrus."
It's heartbreaking to these voices for these scenes, because that is a heartfelt scene. Awaketh, Chrono! Oh yeah, my boy.
"Though we may fail, let us go to Magus' lair. Haha. Thou knowest his power?"
Nothing can be science. We must do it to save our future. Oh, it sounds like, okay. I wanted to originally do this, like,
We must do it to save our future.
kind of voice, but that's impossible. It's too much to do that. So, that robo voice is the science lab. Oh, science vessel from StarCraft. That's where that voice came from. Science vessel reporting. A little, not as high pitched though. I am all of me. Oof. First and only time polymorph is used in this game. I usually take Chrono, Frog, and Robo when I go to the castle. Nice, nice, nice. I don't know who I usually take. We can run with that. This is like my favorite setup right here. You've got, so spoilers a bit later on. I like taking Ayla, Frog, and Robo just because it's like the idea of running a party with a cave woman, a robot, and a frog knight is super rad. Name another RPG where you can roll a cave woman, a robot, and a frog knight. Probably Chrono Cross. It just dawned on me. Probably Chrono Cross would be the other one. Because let's see, there's a cave girl in that. I don't know, a cave woman. There is there a frog knight? Rogue Galaxy comes close. I see, I've never played that. Does it come close? There's no frog knight in Chrono Cross. Yeah, there it is. So you could do the robot and the cave girl, but you can't do the frog knight. Chrono Trigger. Telling you, Bibis. I'm telling you. Alright, let us be off. So now we... Oh yeah, where am I going? Stupid. I end up using Robo. Turns out to be a crappy healer who I wish could attack with more. Feel like 3 character limit really makes you want a 4th. Yeah, it seems like you gotta be... Like, the 3 characters you gotta be pretty picky about. For one, this game would be way too easy if there were 4 people. This game's built for the 3, for sure. I mean, we've got some heals on. Oh, we gotta go to end of time. That's right. We've got some heals on Frog and some heals on Robo. So we can make it. I think we can make do. I think. We should be able to be okay with 2 kind of mediocre heals. And then I've got quite a bit of mid tonics with me as well. We should be okay. But yeah, sometimes it feels like being spoiled when you use Marley with the Aura Whirl. You just heal up pretty good. I don't like Marley as a character, but in terms of gameplay, she's great. Yeah, and there's Glenn in there, but is that... I can't remember. Is that Glenn... Oh, we got a triple. I think that's the first triple that I've learned in this game, on this playthrough. Is that Glenn the same Glenn from Chrono Trigger? I always thought that he was a different guy with like a different past. Glenn? No, just kidding. That was a typo. Yeah, like, give me my magic. I'm not gonna fight you. What a weird fellow. Being a frog, it's given water. Give me an ipso facto minimo magico. Frog learned to use magic. No, I don't want to try it out. I don't think so. Okay. We'll save again before we get down there. That's fine. No, he's like, yeah, cool, neat. Oh, what happens if you talk to Gaspar right there with Frog? Is there a little interaction? Let me see. I have to see. Plus, nobody's going to complain about seeing this animation again. This animation right here, so cool. It's so cool. Coolness factor is off the charts. Here we go. What a strange new guest. Are you from the Middle Ages? That's it. That's all you get. He didn't even respond. He's too overwhelmed by the end of time. Too overwhelmed. I just like that they put this battle there. You can't just run out really easily, but you gotta stop here and do this.
Where am I? Who am I? What are we doing here? What is the end of time?
Imagine trying to explain the end of time to some kid from the Middle Ages. That'd be pretty hard. We got a couple new texts there. That's good. Sword Stream is a fave. Love it. Love it. Love it. The visuals mostly. Okie dokie. Look at his little trot. Beautiful. It's so cute. This cutscene in the PS1 versions and later, best one. Ah! Hey, you.
It's Cyrus! Run for your lives!
Thanks, Cyrus. Glenn, there's times when people simply have to grit their teeth. But it hurts when I get hit. You're a marshmallow, Glenn. Do they ever reuse that sprite for anything else? That's a pretty rare one in this game, I think. Hey, Glenn, I've been thinking about becoming a knight. I knew you were going to enlist. You'll make a great warrior. Why don't you join too? I don't think I'd make the cut. But why? You're better with a sword than I am. I don't know. I think I'd really lose it if I had to hurt someone. Testament to this notion that we were playing around with earlier, that Magus' curse right here is what causes him to speak with the Middle English theme there, and that's why nobody else in the Middle Ages speaks like that. It's the tongue. It's the longer tongue. You're a marshmallow Glenn is a weird line out of context. I love that line in context. I want to get a bumper sticker that just says, no, without explanation, you're Marshmallow Glenn. Yeah, the cutscene right here is fantastic. It's my favorite one. Mr. Thou, how's it going? I was the kid who had a weakness for cute blondes. She was in my party for almost the whole playthrough. So you were probably like, Chrono, Ayla, Marley. Done. Whole thing. When is he going to say, it's Chrono time? Then Trigger all over the place. Well, this ain't a Marvel movie now. Frog and Mallow swapped at birth, clearly. Nice. Nicely done. Nicely done. See, and I was the one over here with a crush on Luca when I was 10 years old.
Handeth over the Masamune.
They said hand it over. Stuck it in the ground. Dude, you want to talk about character development. That's how you write good characters, okay? This game and its characters are loved beyond just being quirky. This is a little soapbox, okay, on writing. Okay, just for a minute. Just for a minute. I feel like today people will substitute personality for character development. They'll be like, yeah, but isn't he quirky? And it's like, quirk is fine, but it's not the cake. Quirk is the sprinkles on top of the cake. The cake is made of character development. You take a character who starts here and ends here. Glenn starts off, you know, kind of a self-abasing coward, and then finds the courage and determination in himself to overcome the ghosts of his past, literally. That is beautiful. It's one of the excellent things about this. Now, not every character in this game has great character development, but Frog, for sure, has fantastic. Chrono, Ayla, Marley. How did I know?
Mine name is Glenn. Cyrus hopes and dreams. And now, the Masamune. Forthwith, I shall slay Magus and restore honor.
It's still rad, even in the 16-bit version. Yeah, I think he and Magus, you could argue, are the two best written characters in the game. I wish that this game did a little more with Marley late game. And I like that Robo's kind of like loyalty to humanity is kind of tested later in the game. There's a lot that this game does to sort of tie plot threads to a close. Which is great, because a lot of later RPGs, even PS1, PS2 era, will just flat out forget characters entirely after a certain point. And this game does a little more than that for sure, but I would say Frog and Magus are the two best written characters in this. Yeah, so you get both. Nice. It was so amazing. Cut a freaking mountain in half. Yes. And then you fight a bat and you're like, 110 damage. How much HP did that mountain have? Not enough. Not enough. I really want to try some of this stuff just to see it, you know? Like, it's all about, like, X-Strike, fantastic. Max Cyclone, do I remember this one? I think I do. We got to do the sword stream. I have to see this one. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Yes! That's so cool. It's so cool. Oh, boy. Now, are these guys already, These guys already magic resistant? Yeah. Yeah. Gosh, I know it's only been a couple of years, but there's so much I've forgotten about this game. Mountain was only level 3. I guess it's hard to go out and get experience points when you're a mountain. Very low AC. I love that you brought a little CRPG talk into this. More. Yep, there's more. But wait, there's more. Okay, how about we see how much is this gonna do? Laser spin. That's not too shabby. It's not too shabu. That's a nice cheap one. Hey! Stupid rats, get out of here. What do you guys think you're doing? I'm surprised the Super Nintendo didn't blow up with all that going on. Yeah, that costs 8 for Lightning 2. So best bet here is definitely if I get the turn, Laser Spin only costs 3. Now, Robo eventually gets some techs that are non-shadow, right? Like, doesn't he have one tech that is lightning as well? And then he eventually gets one that's fire? Okay, I might have to look that up. I think he's like a weird Swiss Army knife eventually. Let me take a look. Let's see. So he's got Rocket Punch, Cure Beam, Laser Spin, Robo Tackle, Heal Beam, Rapid Fire Fist or Uzi Punch. Area Bomb is fire, and then yeah, he's got Shock, which is lightning damage. So eventually he learns Shadow, Fire, and Lightning. So aside from of the main playable cast that's not like a secret character, I think he's the only character that deals 3 different types of elemental damage naturally. Yeah, because it looks like everybody else is stuck to their specific stuff. So he does get to be a little bit of a Swiss Army knife later on. A note written in blood. The juggler in Magus Castle strengthens his guard when attacked. Beware. Don't. Yeah, no, that's why I clarified with non-secret characters. Magus is definitely the Swiss Army knife when it comes to it. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? All right, I'll use this, and then we're gonna heal up skis right here. This is another really cool moment. I do want to... You can't go around and see like the top of this, huh? No. That's a darn shame, that is. Because I'd like to see what it is. Take that, Magus. Science wins over magic yet again. Ugh, this is the coolest background in the whole game. This can only be. And a pretty disturbing song, too. Oh, yeah. Suddenly it's Castlevania game. Magus Castle. Was Magus a secret character? I don't think I've ever not found. Well, this is a secret, I guess, optional character. He's missable, let's say. So if you did not know to get him, you could miss him. And maybe in that way he's secret. I don't know if any other character tells you. Is he missable? Or he's missable in that you could say no. But can you avoid speaking with him and finish the game? I think so. But if we're uncomfortable using the term secret, we could use the term optional. The only non-optional character. In terms of Robo. Obviously, Magus optional. You might have known he was kissable. A little Freudian slip there, huh? Cinco. And I see you've read the Twilight novels. Interview with a Vampire. Your mom was Anne Rice. Thanks, autocorrect. Autocorrect picking always like the most embarrassing and like unintentional of things. It's great. It's good times. Yeah, this is a creepy place. Correct moment. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You're not supposed to pick up the boxes or something. I can't remember. Wanna play? Play with us, Charlie. It's quiet in here. I'm so glad we don't have to hear like Frog going dear 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 when he runs. Robo going keh, 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 like on Seventh Saga. Our treasure. Our 6XY, don't waste your strength. Your strength. Frog, you're safe. Dislike this part. This bit. Chrono, so this is where you've been since the festival. You had me worried sick. Nothing. I love the little Aussie laugh sound effect. Wow, 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 wow. Aussie! Oh, instead of Fozzie?
Fozzie? Ozzy?
Welcome, Glenn. Or should I say, Sir Froggy? Say, looks like you got some replacements for Cyrus. Magus is a tad busy right now. You'll have to take up your business with me, the swordsman Slash, and Flea the magician, and... you'll have to defeat all 100 of the beasts and Magus's castle.
What a jerk. Oh, yeah, this track. Okay, there's a bit here that I do want to... if I can pull up. Yeah, take that, nerds. Okay, let me look up something here. Okay. So this is from Yasunori Mitsuda himself when he did the Chrono Trigger 30th anniversary live stream. This is a translation, but he was talking about a lot of the the thoughts and themes that went into his music, and as well as some of the music theory. But I thought this was particularly chilling. Has anyone noticed the songs Magus Castle, Confusing Melody, and Battle with Magus sound similar to other songs? That's right, since, spoiler, you know who is the Prince of the Kingdom of Zeal. I wrote the songs to match the atmosphere of Zeal Palace, the track. Also, the sound effect of a baby laughing was included to imply that if his mother had been a decent person, he might have been able to go through life with a smile. I think this is also what he wishes for. So that I always thought that this was like a crying sound, but it's like a laughing sound instead, which I think is worse. It kind of makes it a little creepier. Okay, chat, are we going Slash or Flea first? And he just says, that's why it does, 1.5 damage to magical beings, which is pretty much everybody in here, right? So that would definitely be useful. I think I had, like 13,000 gold, and it was 65,000 gold to get that. That's a big range. Big range. Okay, slash or flee. I'm gonna go out and save here real quick. Slash or flee, which one first? Otherwise, I'm gonna pick one. Oh, let's stagger this here. I don't know, I guess they really liked musicians, you know? Okay, slash it is. Oh boy.
Dance, dance, for tonight our leader is to be born. Ah, here comes the sacrifice.
You could still vote, I guess. Usually I say something, and then if nothing happens, I'm like, I guess nobody cares. But I forget that there's a delay. There's a delay, so I gotta wait a little longer. Too late now. Well, I can always go back. This is just fighting one enemy. We haven't started fighting the boss yet. Now, if I wanted to, I can always switch a character, right? Like, so that's not too shabby.
Let's take Luca on this adventure.
Please let me go. I don't... Yeah. This area is creepy as heck. Put me out of my misery. I forgot about that. Only a moron would try to kill something that's already dead. Humans! Yep, that's right. Humans, baby. I remember the first time I played this game, I got stuck on the Aussie battle, of all things. And that one's a dirty trick. It really is. Please help. Relieve us of this misery. Game just took a steep turn towards the darkness. How did you get past my cadaver pals? I don't know what the musician slash sounds like, so we're just doing a regular voice here. It is terrifying if you think of it. This is a terrifying place.
It's been ages, Sir Slush.
That's Slash, you slimy dolt. Still playing the comedian, eh, Glenn? You'd be singing a different tune if Cyrus hadn't been there with you last time. You'd have fit right in with those bony fellows you just busted up. Oh yeah, boy. What do we got? We got a couple things. See, now actually this party setup here is a worse one for healing than the one with Robo. Now we only really got one character who can do the sweet heals. How about a little fire sword? Oh yeah, super cool. You gotta get an X strike in. It's not Chrono Trigger without the X strike. Grizzly Slash? Oh man, why'd you have to remind me of Duff McWhalen? I feel I feel traumatized, permanently traumatized and disappointed by the fact that Duff McWhalen exists. You know what? You can go ahead and do that. That was more like line strike. Capital I strike. Lowercase L strike. A little parting gift. Now, let's get to business. This is going to do me a world of good. And with no Cyrus to protect you, you're mine. You dare to oppose me? Yep. Sure do. Sure do dare. One more X strike. Oh, it has awful healing. So maybe Luca, the least useful of any characters that you could bring in here. Tidal Whale would have been so much more acceptable than Duff McWhalen. I always think of the beer brand from The Simpsons, and then I can't see the Mega Man boss. You know, that's all I can think of. Let's see, we can get away with using a regular tonic, I think. Attaboy. Gotta be done pretty soon. We've been wailing on this guy. Ooh. That was a chunk of damage right there. Yes, indeed. So, Heckran. Yeah, Heckran did a yes, indeed attack as well. I wonder what, oh, shoot. Wonder what the conveyance is there. Oh, boy. It seems in your anger, you killed her. Me? He got Frog. Oh, we got an Automod? An Automodopia? Alright. This is not going well. This is going bad. Oh, there we go. Sweet. Slasher! How's it going, Slashy? How are ya? Welcome. Okay, let me see. Just beat FF3 and became favorite game of all time? Are you kidding? Okay, you just wanted to be that guy for a second. Oh, man. How come there's always that guy, you know? I think it's because people play games in reaction to other people's opinions rather than... I mean, obviously I know you're joking. But, like, people will do this, right? They'll be like, well, I'm going to prove people wrong by playing this game and coming up with a completely unbelievable opinion. Like, Yogi Bear is the greatest animated character of all time. I think I will base my entire personality around Bubsy. That sort of thing. I don't know. It's a reactionary type thing. Let's see. Marley is so useful, especially when Frog gets heal. Double cure. Yeah, it's that was a rough battle. The PR last year. Yeah, so the PR version is what I've beaten. I dabbled in the original. I've never played the DS version, and I've got zero interest in playing the DS version for Final Fantasy 3. If I ever want to replay FF3, though, it'll be the DS version for sure. Just for the, point of reading widely, He did get Frog. Like 3-1 and Mega top 10 FF games. No, yeah. For me, it's my least favorite. I don't think it's the worst though, and there's a definite difference there. I think that two gets bagged on a lot, but I think Final Fantasy 2 had a much more interesting story, because you had characters wanting things, whereas in FF3, again based on Pixel Remaster version, you've just got FF1 faceless avatars moving through a world that feels like a 7-year-old is making it up as they go along, and then this happened, and then the planet got destroyed, but that's okay because there was another planet, and I have a force field that eats dinosaurs, and that sort of thing. The game is like Nights in the Nightmare that no one has any opinion on because nobody understands what's going on in that game. There you go. Plock, right? Am I right? You're a Guy fanboy? He is cool. Name one cool playable character in FF3 Pixel Remaster version. Unbelievable, but falling in the line of duty for Magus leaves me with few regrets. What a bro. Got the slasher. Okay, who uses a slasher? There we go. Speed +2. Boom, baby. Oh, yeah. I didn't even equip stuff on this poor guy. So that's too bad. Let me take the ruby vest, my ruby slippers, from Luca. We're going to give it to Froggy. And then we're going to use our shelter here. It's a tent. Come on. And then we'll be happy. And we're going to save here. Okay, boom. Done. 2 has a better story. Gameplay was bad. So I really don't think the gameplay is that bad in 2. I get that it's like the saga type stuff, but Pixel Remaster definitely smooths that out. Like, I never actually had to stop and punch myself in the face. I feel like you could normally play Final Fantasy 2 and not really try to abuse the leveling system, even though the system lends itself towards abuse, if that makes sense. Kill this thing again. Whereas 3, so this is why I would say that, and you could appreciate this, actually. I think you could. I think that 2 has the more interesting gameplay system, whereas 3 tries to do the interchangeable jobs and all that, but there's really few instances in which you have any real strategy for that. There are some boss battles where you're like, oh, okay, I have to use Dragoon, and then when you get to the end of the game, there are clearly, like, obviously, like, 2 good choices, and that's it. So it doesn't really feel like there's much meaning to the interchangeability. I'm gonna save out here. I love what? The Saga games? Oh yeah, we can't do it here. I don't know that I would say I love the Saga games, though. Let's not put words in Red's mouth. I recently played Final Fantasy Legend. I liked it, but I've not played a ton of the Saga games. Ingus is the only 3 character I remember. Oh no, and we're talking the Pixel Remaster version, in which there are no characters. So it feels like a step down on the drama. Oh, Plocktoberfest is coming up. It's coming up. Red Sync Saga is Square's best series. Like I say, don't put words in Red's mouth. And Seiko's like, here I go. Final Fantasy Legend games. No, yeah, they're Saga games for sure. I like them, but I don't think they're... I don't not say I love them. Haven't played FF3. That sounds like 5, but worse. Yeah, 5 has a great interchangeable job system. But 3... Now imagine 5, but with 0 charm... No memorable story, no like sense of direction in the plot, no named characters or personalities, and the job system is crap, and that's basically 3. Like you go through airships like they're Kleenex, too. It's such a weird game. Let me have this. Forget how you trigger this. You want our treasure? In that case, will you play with us, please? Pretty please. Play with us. Ooh, Shadow. It's tempting to use lightning. It really is. Maybe not. Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting about that. Slash. Well, I'll do it. I think that you should definitely play Final Fantasy 3. It's very much a prototype in a way that FF2 doesn't feel like. Like, FF2 feels like a proper drama, just a really clumsy game. But FF3 feels like a commercial for FF5. And it has one of the worst final dungeons in the series. It was like way too long. What did I just pick up? I didn't even see what it was. Darn it. Barrier. Cuts magic hits by 1/3. Sweet. Sweet. Okay, let's swap out here. Yeah, there it is. Tech demo. Prototype. When I say commercial. That's not very generous. Yeah, the DS version, they tried to spice it up because they were aware it's a story that's very light, for sure. A light on story, let's say. Oh, I never do. I always keep them. I don't know. I always like to keep them around just because I like to. I rarely will buy stuff on this game. I don't know. So never think of it. If I need to, then I will.
Princess Nadia, I was wrong. Please return to the castle. As roadkill, my dear.
And Marley's so dumb. She's like, my dad was a monster the whole time? Yep, the whole dang time. But I don't really want to be a princess anymore. Hate that the Pixel remasters aren't remasters of all the GBA ports. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I know a lot of folk were a bit upset at that. It's tough with Final Fantasy because like they've all been re-released so many times that eventually kind of you build up all these different evolutionary branches of remastering. Frog, you're safe. I guess we'd better do something about that. Oh, yeah? Well, we're going to lightning too. That's what we're going to do. I truly think the Pixel remasters just look worse than the originals. Not being here, just don't understand the reason for them to exist. I think that... So the weird thing about the Pixel remasters is they clearly wanted to make them uniform, right? So they wanted to have an art style that fit across 1 through 6, which I think does a lot for 1, but it does nothing for 6. And you could argue it makes 6 look a lot worse, in my view. A lot of the darker tones are gone from the Pixel remaster version of 6. But I do think it elevates FF1. FF1 being the oldest, there's quite a lot of visual retouches that are done to FF1, but I think FF1 mostly benefits from the rebalancing and just kind of smoothing out of a lot of the really rough edges and wrinkles of FF1. FF1 NES version, I've given up on trying to play and enjoy. It's far too rough around the edges, far too rough. They're like, look, I made a circle and it's a triangle. Like, sand that thing down, please. But the Pixel Remaster, much smoother experience. Absolutely. So clearly, without adapting the GBA content, they wanted to remaster the original version of FF1 for the modern platforms. The biggest complaint that I have with the visuals is the font. They went with this stupid mobile font that's just really rubbish. There's ways around that, obviously, but yuck. I don't understand why modern remasters will do that. They'll be like, hey, we redid all the visuals, and then they'll just grab a random font from some mobile game and slap it in there, and it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. Chrono, this is where you've been since the festival. You had me worried sick. Children this naughty deserve to be punished. And they will, and the other thing to note too is Square will continue to remaster the Final Fantasy games. So it's like the Pixel remasters, the GBA version, freaking Wonder Swan. None of those are going to be the definitive versions of the definitive remasters of these games. They will continue to mess around and tweak them and make visual changes. That's just what Square does. So don't think of the Pixel remasters as the definitive. Hey, the character redesigns with UI that makes it unplayable. Yeah, their UI is rubbish. When I played through them, I did the whole modding thing and changed the font because it is like in some ways you could argue that it is literally illegible. It's bizarrely small. All right, here we go. Let's use some of this because Chrono has been burning all that MP. Oh yeah, and the 3D versions. I don't think the 3D versions look great either. This is why I'm generally against, like, when people are like, hey, they need to remake Chrono Trigger and make it look like Trials of Mana. Make it look like the 3D remakes for the FFs. Make it look like Pixel Remaster. And I was like, how about you make it look like Chrono Trigger? Okay? Make it look like Chrono Trigger. I'd be fine with that.
The magician flee, I presume?
You presume too much. Hey! My opinion has now destroyed your dream, though, so let it be known. Let it be known that our opinions are so incompatible in the structure of the universe that because mine exists, yours no longer can. This is the way that it works. Wait! This isn't Flea. Where's the real Flea? Over here. Oh, it was the bat the whole time. This reminds me of a great joke from Invader Zim. Dating myself a little bit here and also outing myself as far as what shops at malls I go to. But there's a great gag from Invader Zim where some time has passed and all of a sudden in the middle of a conversation that Zim is having, a monologue or whatever, he's talking. And then a muffin blows up and Gur's like, I was in the muffin the whole time. And Zim's like, oh, I was wondering what that muffin was doing there. And then he goes back to talking and Gur's like, me. That was probably pretty loud. I'm sorry. But the same thing is like, I didn't even think about that bat being there. Oh, you'll force me, huh? Force me. Go ahead. Yeah, no, don't give me those little pin-legged 3D characters. Don't give me the plastic mannequin characters from Trials of Mana. Don't give me the HD 2D trend. Give me Chrono Trigger. Like, this. You might like Andy Warhol. You might like Da Vinci. But you're not going to say, let's make them the same thing and just, just smash them into whatever modern trend is happening. Give it its own unique taste for art design. It was a turkey, not a muffin. Thanks very much for that. I was in the turkey the whole time. Me. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for the reminder. It's been a long time. Do you remember what episode that was from? No, I'm talking about Chrono Trigger. I get you talking Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger. I was talking about blueberry turkey, the best kind of turkey. Square wood, they would. Giving up, little tadpole. Who is this person?
Keep your guard up. This is no ordinary woman. Meet Flea the magician.
What the? Hey, I'm a guy. That is a guy? This is definitely taken on new meaning now, as opposed to when I first played in 1995. Male, female, what's the difference? Power's beautiful, and I've got the power. Poor little froggy, you must be lonely now that Cyrus is gone, and to be turned into something so hideous, dreadful. But since you've brought your new friends over to play, I'll show you all a good time. Oh yeah, it would not be a Super Nintendo RPG without a cosmic scrolling background. This has been one of the, if not the, biggest recurring trait in all of these RPGs. Well, you got swordsmen and stuff like that. How's it going, Dwarven Barista? Can you make me a mithril cappuccino? A mithril macchiato. That sounds even better. What? Yeah, it's great. Hey, thanks for coming back, sir. It's great to see a dwarven barista. And you know what this dwarf says to that? Ishka Queen, Aiderugnur. Don't look that up. I'm probably mixing it up with mashed potatoes. Wait. Oh, I made mashed potatoes. Okay, it was a turkey. Pojo Sama, how's it going? Frog is still the coolest frog in any video game. I have to admit that that's pretty darn accurate. Who would you say is second? Who's the second coolest frog in any video game? I'd be curious to know. Really make you happy and give it FF7 remake rebirth treatment. Yeah, wouldn't that be great? This would already be like the second game, Magus Castle. It would just be like, hey, the first game is you rescue the princess, and then, oh no, Lavos cliffhanger, and then that's the whole of the AAA experience. What kills me about that is people were like, well, they couldn't just remake the original story. It's too long. I was like, well, they fit it on a PS1, you dolt. Multiple CDs, but it was done already. They already did it as one release. Backseat drivers from Beyond the Stars. Oh, that's a good one. I'll eat your head. Is that enough words for you? That's a good one. Chrono Trigger in space. Nice. Double Muppet reference. All those stars, they do look great, though. They make you a little dizzy. I'm feeling a little dizzy. Whew. Yeah, Breath of Fire 1. Mystic Quest does it. ActRaiser does it. There's a bunch. Not Slippy. Who is... Oh, Mithriakio. Nah, I can't. I can't. Tracking down the Invader Zim DVDs back in the day was like an... Yeah, yes. I have the house collection. You know, where like the case looked like the house. Gave it to my kid brother and he got rid of it. What a jerk. What a jerk. Okay, here we go. You know, we're going to Aura Whirl because we're already down in the 200s. Let's get everybody back up to full tank. There we go. Waltz of the Wind, Heart, / Chaos. Oh, no. I actually forgot about that. I did. I think there's a delay in the sound today. Is OBS being stupid? Oh man, all the status effects. I forgot about that with this battle. You know, with that laugh, I feel like Flea would sound like that chick from Slayers. Was it Naga? Can't remember. It's been a long time. Been a long time. Probably be Frogger, at least for notoriety. I could get behind that. Honestly, I can't think of a better answer than that. It might just be Frogger. Stop confusing the healer. Flea, I'm begging you. Hey. At least he didn't counterattack. The Stair, heart / Flea's heart magic. Yo. Flea is just all about... here we go. Oh, yeah, we got haste, too. I gotta get on that. Yeah, you can tell that's a pinky up position. Yeah. Like, I definitely say so. Let's try water. Water? Hey, so far nobody in this has an East Coast accent, and I take umbrage with that. I really do. All of the umbrage is being taken. All right. Hey, darn it. Don't. She did. I'm gonna say Frogger. I was worried I'd be wrong. See, I always forget which way it goes, Dwarven, so I just say Flea. Boom. Ba-da-ba-down. No. Ayo, Pojo-sama, thanks for the sub. I appreciate you. Thank you. Now watch me. Hopefully we don't die here. Cure on... Well, would have been nice. But alas. Give Magus an East Coast accent? Hey, what a... like one of those, hey, bada bing, bada boom. One of those. It's that frog, eh? Look at the frog. You want some water, frog? I was gonna say Frogger. I was worried to be wrong. You should have dared. He who tries dares. Something like that. I don't know. We have some umbrage. Some umbrage. Heading back to work from a short break. Thanks very much, Pojo, for the support. And thanks for popping in. Hopefully see you again soon. Thank you very much. He said princesses lately, eh, frog boy? I forgot about it. Let's see. We'll go here. Psychedelic. At least Flea has got a lot of moves that will hit everybody, so that you can kind of rely on confusion not sticking too well.
Prolonged exposure to the orb of confusion will give you confusion.
Only recently learned that it was John Rhys Davies in that episode. Brilliant. Oh, I should have did. Oh, well. I don't think I'm handling this too well. I don't think I am. Hey. The bitter taste of the Masamune. Cold steel. Oh yeah, he's at 0. Okay. So get Chrono hasted here. Brah, brah, brah. Oh, okay. So much stat effects. We have ribbon, but I don't think it does the same thing, huh, on this one. Gotta be Marley, right? That learns how to remove stat effects. How can this be? So Magus. Bye-bye. Flea was going off to dream of Californication. Flea lost because of all the scar tissue. Let me see here. What did I pick up just now? It was a, yeah, magic tab. Yeah, sure. I always give it to Frono. Or to Frono? I always give it to Chrono. Oh no, I already did this. Well. Oh yeah. No. There it is. What we got? Ice water. I don't remember what ice water looks like. I'm tempted to check it out here. Time to heal up and stuff. Yeah, sure. We'll make it, I think. Hopefully. Watch us not make it. Ice water. There we go. Oh, yeah, I remember this. Doesn't seem like that would be that effective of a technique. But we're going to do it. We'll be fine.
We'll be fine, Fozzie. We'll be fine.
Okay, all right. This is for Aegis. Boom, baby. Let me get me out of here. Oh, yeah. It's just a teleportation. Okay, so I'm going to go outside. And it is, unfortunately, it's 3 o'clock already, so I need to say bye-bye. No talking to the psychos. You know what? Shelters are awesome. There you go. Next time... Hey, thank you for watching. Next time, we're going to fight the Fiend Lord himself, Magus. But until then, au revoir, parting is such sweet sorrow. It's been fun. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. And, yeah, see, next time, I think it will take us all the way up to my favorite area in the game. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's a darn shame. I mean, when I was a kid, I thought that this game lasted forever because it just felt so rich and deep. And now, like that I'm older, you realize how short this game is. But I will take short and sweet over long and dull any day. Anyway, until then, I'll see you tomorrow. Come back on at 1 p.m. Central every weekday. The Well-Read Mage on YouTube and Twitch. Until then, auf Wiedersehen. Goodbye.